Parshat Shoftim contains a prohibition against what we refer to as the occult arts, necromancers, snake charmers, those who are able to communicate with the dead. They all have different names within Judaism, and they are often very much related to idolatry. The Torah says, Tamim tieh im Hashem Elokecha. Don't seek these people out. You shall be wholehearted with Hashem. Hashem gives you prophets. Hashem gives you great sages. If you want to know what to do with your life, don't rely on signs, a black cat passing your path, or some strange thing that happened, something in the sky. What has that got to do with anything? If you want to know how to act and what decision to make, well, in the old days you would speak to a prophet. You would speak to the Kohen Gadol. Today you can speak to a great sage. But don't go seeking after the occult arts. And there's a famous disagreement between Rambam, Maimonides, and Ramban, Nachmanides, about this. The Rambam basically says that all of this is nonsense. It is all fake. It appears as if these people have got power, but they have no power whatsoever. And therefore it's completely inappropriate that Jewish people should have anything to do with it whatsoever. Nachmanides disagrees, and he says, no, these people do have power. And we see in the Torah many, many examples of this. And it's surprising that the Rambam would, in fact, go against this. I mean, take, for example, the fact that Pharaoh's magicians could produce some of the plagues. They could also replicate the plague of blood and the plague of frogs and turn their staffs into serpents. Or you take, for example, in the book of Samuel, when King Saul goes to the witch in Endor and calls up the spirit of Samuel, and Samuel communicates with him. So we see that these people did have power. So Nachmanides says it's not because it's all nonsense, as the Rambam says, and it's invalid and it's all tricks, and you're just being taken advantage of. It has a power. It is true. But nevertheless, Hashem doesn't want you to use it. Why? Because He gives us a Torah. He gives us guidance. I've seen in my years in the rabbinate how people have struggled when they have lost relatives and they have lost this relationship with the person. They want to keep the relationship going. So they go to mediums and they go to oracles and they go to people who say we can communicate with the dead. I think it's dangerous. It's unhealthy. First of all, it's against what the Torah says. But there is a place and a time. We have relationships with people when they are alive. When they've passed away, we do things in their memory. We learn Torah. We say Kaddish. We commemorate a Yortzeit. We can keep them alive, but of course our relationship with them is completely different now because it's not physically with us. But the Torah doesn't want us to go to these people, these charmers, some of them are charlatans and perhaps some of them have real powers. No, says the Torah. Tamim tieh im Hashem Elokecha. You shall be pure of heart with Hashem, your God. Follow His guidance, follow His prophets, follow His Torah, and follow His sages. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.